Hello and welcome to the Cobb Roads podcast. I am David, and as usual, I'm joined by my buddies Cyrus,
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the podcast.
Barn Door,
Somehow
and Colton.
Howdy ho, Ranger Joe.
Tell us about your favorite cheese.
Oh, what? Wait, I was listening to him the whole time, and you were on something totally wild.
I was just asking him to like and subscribe.
Well, that was beautiful. How's everyone doing today?
I think that explained my mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
it's good.
2021 and we're alive.
yeah. It's raining today. I like rain.
Mm-hmm.
Light rain, and it was just teasing us, and it was really freaking cold, but, you know.
After my house flooded, I'm iffy about it in my apartment.
Be ready because there should be a storm heading your guys' way.
I figured. It's got that cold, chill, nippy to it, you know?
Well, if it gets colder, then it won't be as bad.
Yep.
If it's frozen, then that's one thing. But
It's one thing to be frozen. Hey, but that's cool. Oh, we're recording gameplay, so we should probably get back into that. Today, we are, in supplement to the podcast, playing Rockstar Table Tennis. Talked about it a few weeks ago. We're diving into it. Me and Brandon are in the middle of a game, so we're just going to pick up where we left off.
is there a way that Colton can see the game?
Unfortunately, I don't think so.
Only if you were playing on PC, you could stream it to Discord.
Okay.
Absolutely. David, you got a topic you want to start off with real quick?
Well, I had some notes on a new truck that Ford put out, and it was kind of interesting.
Is it the Maverick or a little bit different?
It's the Maverick.
Ooh, okay.
The Maverick is
Oh, nice.
well, it first came
Hybrid.
out as a, well, back in the 70s, it came out as a two-door coupe, and then became a four-door coupe, and it was eventually just kind of evolved, or, you know, they moved on from that model, but it came back as a truck for the 2022 model year, and yeah, it's going to have the entry model is going to have a hybrid 2.5 liter, I think it was like V6. Nothing too special about that one, except for the starting price is only 20 grand. It's $19.99 for the sticker price, which is the cheapest truck by far in the United States.
What I was going to say is I heard its price points is just, it's mad affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a lot of compact trucks on the market. I don't think there is a compact truck on the market. Maybe a Nissan?
Well, I
some?
mean, there's a Honda Ridgeline, you know,
Yeah.
and that's just like
For
I don't
another
know.
10 grand, though, you can get a base model F-150.
And I wouldn't do that because you get none of the packages with it.
yeah.
I mean,
Unless
you're really good at...
for 25 grand, you can get a mild XLT, or 27 grand, you can get a Lariat, or Lariat, whatever the hell they call it.
That is what it's called.
The Lariat, yep.
But I mean, you get a good amount of options, and for someone that doesn't need a full-size pickup or even a Ranger, which the Rangers are honestly shit, and the Colorados aren't bad, but still, if you don't need all that pickup, then
I just like
the
the way
Maverick
Colorado
is a unibody. So it's all one piece, you know? The bed isn't separate like most trucks, which is different, but it compacts it all together, which is good for small towns. I think, well, big towns, I meant. It'll work good in big towns with that hybrid engine because it gets up to like 40 miles a gallon.
You don't like driving downtown in your big F-150?
Oh, sure. You know, with the wheels sticking out 4 inches more than they should be on each side.
Screw the tourists that want bicycle rides.
Yeah.
They don't need it.
Well, I mean, the Maverick's perfect for just the small family that likes road trips every once in a while but doesn't ever tow anything. I think the EcoBoost option can tow up to 4,000 pounds, and the hybrid version can only tow 2,000 pounds. So, I mean, it's a couple of quads, a couple of motorbikes, only 1,500 pounds in the bed, which is not a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's not meant to be, you know, a full-size pickup. You know,
Well, if you live in California, you can't have a vehicle older than 10 years old.
oh geez,
That's why I build mine out of paper mache.
yeah.
Cruising down the street in my hot air
Paper
balloon.
mache.
How much paper mache would you have to get to build a hot air balloon?
Probably a lot.
At least 3.
Yeah, do you think it would catch fire because gas?
No.
If it got at least 5 hot
Spit on it.
I don't know.
I mean, the Hindenburg did fine for a while.
until it hit that
And it was
damn
filled with
pile of
hydrogen.
electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You know what?
but I do like the Ford Maverick. I was looking into it when they first announced it because they
Yeah.
announced it alongside Hyundai is making their first ever truck.
Yeah,
and
this-
it's
the
very
Santa
similar.
Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
The Santa Cruz is going to be a little bit more sporty. They said it was going to be able to tow more. It's going to be a little quicker,
It looks
fancier.
Yeah, it looks like a Santa Fe with
Yeah.
the window cut out, and
Yeah.
it's now a bed.
Yeah, now I want to get rid of my Santa Fe.
Get a Santa Cruz.
No, just
Get a Santa
my
Claus.
Santa Fe. I actually have a 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe, and the trim on the exterior is already, I wouldn't say rusting.
Oh, I swung too early.
It more looks like oxidizing, but it has a rust color, and it's fucking hideous. And it's a 2020. So, I don't know. Hyundai
nowhere
tries
near
to
that.
make a budget luxury vehicle, and they do it in an okay way, but
It's just,
Yeah.
yeah. I like the new grills that they're putting on the newer ones.
yeah, they look cool for sure.
It looks like
The
mesh
new
on a microphone.
Volvos look fucking amazing.
New Volvos.
Yeah, Volvo stepped their shit up. They're like, okay, we don't want to look like a fucking old person car anymore. Let's go with clean lines.
Yeah.
Can I get like a Volvo semi and just get a new license? I think we're doing it all wrong. Just mow around town in a semi truck.
I went and test drove a Mercedes the other week, and
How's that?
that was really nice. I mean, it's way out of my range right now. Being
They're
optimistic.
swank as hell. They're just expensive to maintain.
Yeah, they are expensive to maintain.
Damn.
But damn.
Yeah,
Volkswagen.
my coworker, he's got a
Volkswagen.
buddy selling.
Oh,
it.
wait, no, that's
Offered-
Audi. Audi's
There you
Volkswagen.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got offered a 370Z, but it's a fucking soft top, and I was like, I don't.
Ew.
Want that. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Especially for a 370. No.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
He's like, well, it's missing its rims and hubcaps, and I was like, that's fine. It's just as a soft top. I don't want it. I'm over convertibles. We had a Sebring a little while ago, or like 10 years ago ish, and it was the worst.
Convertibles are just
It's
not practical.
Yeah, that Sebring has completely ruined my opinion about convertibles, and it's probably because it wasn't that great of a car to begin with.
And for
Well, it's a
background,
Chrysler.
we live in a valley that gets heavy weather, so it's not practical for us. Plain
They
and
make them a
simple.
lot better now because that one it wasn't power. You had to manually pull the top down, which was
Oh, God.
horrible.
Yeah.
Hated it. And
Yeah,
it took a
that's
lot of
disgusting.
effort, and if you didn't put it back right, then it would leak. Yeah.
Yeah, leaking convertibles is about the worst thing you can do because then you're $30,000 deep into a leaky roof.
Yeah. Not a big fan. I like my Explorer. I'll keep driving it until I find a better option.
Yeah.
A faster car, I'll just die in.
God damn it.
Yeah, you enjoying your game?
Huh?
You
Yeah.
enjoying your game? Good.
So, news topics. I guess the big news that broke this morning when we woke up was Astroworld happened. It's a 2-day event that goes on from Friday and Saturday. You buy tickets for either both days or for one day. If anybody on the West Coast is familiar, it's kind of like a Camp Flog Gnaw, which is the one that Tyler puts on, where it's a carnival and 3 different concerts. He has 3 different stages set up, so you can go and watch whichever artist you prefer, or go out and play carnival games and stuff.
Gotcha.
The biggest news last night was that there was a huge crowd push that basically crowd push is basically when the entire crowd moves like a fluid because everybody decides they want to move forward or in a specific direction. And what makes it rough is you have no control when you're in the middle of that crowd. You have to go with the crowd. The worst part about it is that people don't realize that when the crowd starts pushing, there's so much force on you that people don't understand that you can't move. Like, you're literally moving with the crowd.
Yeah.
If you have your arms down, they're just pinned at your side and there's nothing you can do at it. If somebody's got their arm in your neck, their arm is going to be just pushing into your neck until the crowd decides to stop moving. And it's terrifying to be thinking that somebody could accidentally choke you out in the middle of a crowd and there's nothing that you can do about it. Unfortunately, reports are that 8 people, at least so far, 8 people have died.
God damn.
8 people have died at Astroworld last night, and that my initial number that I wrote down was 11 were taken by ambulance with cardiac arrest.
Jeez.
At least. And they said, the last article I read just before we hopped on said that 23 people have been hospitalized as a result from Astroworld last night. And there was an additional 300 people that received care.
Holy shit.
A woman claimed that she hit her ankle. She got stepped on and she broke her ankle. And she had just moved out of the crowd before the crowd push started happening. So can you imagine having a broken ankle and then getting thrown around by the crowd?
Yeah.
The initial
Should have
reports
been trampled to death.
Yeah, the initial report said that people were stampeded, and that was initially how it happened.
Yeah.
But they were like, no, it was crowd push. People were just getting literally crushed to death because they couldn't breathe, or they were like I said, armed to the neck, and there was nothing nobody could do about it. The person with the arm on the neck's like, I'm getting pushed too. There's nowhere I can move my body. So I'm trying to see. It happened at around 9:15 last night. They said, and then now what's being raised into question is the safety of the venue, because it's being put on by Live Nation, and you've heard that name thrown around a lot. And Live Nation puts on a great majority of the concerts that you see nowadays, especially big names. The only place in town I know of is like when we went and saw Bad Wolves at Jub Jub's, and when we saw Nothing More at Cargo. Those two venues don't go through Live Nation; they go through some smaller promotion service.
Yeah.
But any big venue we have here in town usually runs through Live Nation. People have just been pulling up their record of just how awful some of their concert experiences have been, especially because they were, Live Nation was the ones that had the what is it, Night Out at the Country with the Mandalay Bay shooter. That was Live Nation hosting that event. Do you remember the Eagles of Death Metal? They played a show over in the UK, and there was a terrorist attack. Just a bunch of terrorists brought in bombs, and they killed 80 people.
Oh my.
And there was that bombing at the Ariana Grande concert. That was also Live Nation, and everyone's wondering what the security risks for those concerts are. Last night's concert allegedly only had 2 water stations set up. It was a sold-out crowd of 50,000 people, and there was only 2 water stations on one side and one on the other. That was the only description that they gave. OSHA! So, yeah, they said there's a lot of OSHA complaints that were being brought into it. Basically, they said that tonight's performances are canceled, obviously, because it was supposed to roll into tonight, but it's not going to happen because, 1, people died last night, and 2, now there's safety concerns about holding another night. It wasn't like there was a freak accident and somebody ended up passing away. It was clear negligence on the venue's part.
Yeah.
And 8 people.
So, let's see. I'm going to read Oscar's notes because Oscar gave me some notes about it. His source was CNN. Mine was NBC News. Basically, Travis Scott came out this morning saying that he was devastated, and thoughts and prayers goes out to the family of everybody affected, those hospitalized and those people that unfortunately died. And Houston PD, he said, has my total support as they continue to look into the tragic loss of life. The investigation is they're looking at concert layout, finding out where the crowd surged in the way that people couldn't get out. So if you've ever been to a concert and sat general admission, you would know that it's just a pit, and they have railings up front with the security standing in front of it and stuff like that.
Right.
When you have a big crowd like that, what concerts like to do is they like to set up sections. So basically you pile into a section. That way, there's different railings and stuff like that. Usually they'll set up multiple tees. It looks like a tic-tac-toe field where people can hop into a section, and there won't be so many people that when people start moving around and stuff like that, people won't get crushed. The problem is when you have 50,000 people and you have 1,000 people pushing up on you, and then 1,000 people are pushing up on them, it becomes a really big disaster, and people are questioning whether or not they set up the concert correctly, because once Travis came on, that's when it started, because everyone was trying to get to the front to be as close to the stage as possible.
Yeah.
There's stories on Reddit. I saved a lot to my phone. I don't think I'm going to pull them up because it's going to take me a minute to read them all, but I'm reading through the stories of people that went to the concert. Absolutely horrendous. Some girl said that she passed out, and they body surfed her crowd to the front. And the only reason she made it out was because they thought she was faking it. So they just body surfed her to the front, and the security guards went, dude, she's passed out. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
My God.
Absolutely ridiculous. But she said she was lucky that she passed out and she woke up and nothing had happened, because these people decided, oh, we're just going to pick you up and throw you to the front.
And thank God for that.
And unfortunately, that was the best case scenario for her, instead of her laying on the ground and getting stomped. 'Cause that's when you start to get stampeded to death. Yeah, definitely. Start a single-player game if you'd like, or play with David.
Yeah, yeah, we're good.
Another claim that they're looking into is people were claiming that people were going around injecting people with drugs, and that's why they were getting panicked and frenzied.
Jesus Christ.
Insane to think that people are getting drugged at concerts, like just going up and fucking stabbing people with a needle.
Again, security.
And that's a
There's
security
controls. You
issue,
need to
yeah.
look at 'em.
Oh.
It was so
I
bad.
skipped it.
There's footage.
I got it
Face
for the
controls,
most part.
too.
There you go.
Sorry.
There's footage of paramedics driving through the crowd and stuff like that, and people jumping on top of ambulances, because these ambulances are like, we need to get to these people, and now they're being the ambulances have people jumping on top and they can't drive the ambulance because they can't hurt other people. That's not what they're supposed to do. And they're like, you people need to move, and you have a bunch of drunken early teenagers or early 20 people in their 20s and stuff like that, all just jumping on because they think it's a part of the show. There was videos of people being resuscitated on the ground. Like, it looked like they were giving 3 people shoulder to shoulder on the ground CPR because they had passed out.
Yeah, like, that's just insane
Absolutely
too, right?
tragic.
Artists need to stop their show when shit like that happens.
And people...
Like, I've watched Slipknot do it. I've watched numerous other musicians do it where they're like, shit gets out of hand, they stop the show right then and there, and they're like, somebody is gonna die, knock it the fuck off.
So, in these articles that I've reading, they did say that Travis stopped the show a couple times, but nobody ever told him that the show needed to be stopped, and he wasn't sure if the ambulances were part of the show or not. Which...
Nobody should have to tell them the show needs to be stopped, though. They should be able to see that the audience is getting out of control and be like, okay, we're done.
Yeah, he should have the awareness to be able to look around and go, something ain't right. There shouldn't be 3 ambulances piling through the crowd right now. And
stage lights are bright, but you can see shit like that happening.
Well, that's the thing about stage lights is they're on his back. But
right,
yeah, but people are talking about the venue as well. Police officers, I guess, they filed a report and they told the venue, like the people
you gotta hit it
promoting the
like
show.
Well before it goes towards you.
Sorry.
So they were telling the people promoting the show, they said it was a mass casualty event, like they had already confirmed, and it went on for another 40 minutes. The concert. So the police department stepped in and said, you need to shut it down, and they still went on out there for 40 more minutes. So that means that his managers or somebody that was in charge was aware and didn't do anything because they didn't want to stop the concert.
Yeah.
And that is where the negligence starts, is because that means that Travis Scott probably wasn't aware
right,
of the calamity of what was going on. Like, if some people in the crowd were getting messed up, it's a crowd of 50,000 people. You may see something, may look like it's not what it is, but you see security and other people handling it. You go, okay, it looks like it's being handled and stuff.
right.
But I don't think he knew that people were dying out there, like literally dying. And
Yeah,
people
and
needed to be rushed out and go to the hospital.
that's what I was thinking. Like, there should have been just somebody that cut the power to the audio. Like, if he's out there singing without anybody listening to him singing, so be it. But at that point, just cut the audio so he doesn't look bad.
Exactly. It's absolutely terrible to think that something like this could happen, and it makes you wonder what. I was talking about Camp Flognaw. That happens this Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
Are there going to be changes to that? You would hope so, because that's another Live Nation event, and that's Tyler the Creator's down in L.A. They do it at the Dodgers ballpark.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's very unfortunate, and there's basically just going to be an investigation. We're going to get more facts here in the future, but just absolutely wild night at Astroworld. And I was showing you, I was on Reddit, and I'm on a Reddit subreddit where people just post videos of fights and stuff like that, and there's just so many mob fights and stuff in the crowd, and it was before Travis was even on.
Yeah. No security. Back just to that. Just someone managing the crowd. Because, yeah, when you have 50,000 fucking people in one concentrated place,
and you're selling
with only
drinks,
one water stand.
Two. Sorry, let's give him credit. There's double what you thought.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it sounds like massive negligence, and I've never been to a concert where I felt like I was in complete danger.
It's okay. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I'm focused on talking. And like, oh, yeah, I should have pressed that button.
But no, it's absolutely wild. So do you guys have any thoughts on it? Like, have you ever been to a concert that you felt like you were actually in danger? Like, I know at Avenged, we had a problem where it felt like people were pushing up on us, but it never felt like we were going to die.
I was always able to brute force push people out of my way forward, at least. I'd imagine, in that position, those people just weren't able to.
Yeah.
And that's fucking scary. That's fucking
like I
scary.
said,
I would lose my mind.
I saw
I would
Tyler
have
the
a
Creator
panic
here in
attack.
Reno, and I remember because I used my experience at Avenged Sevenfold where I was like, people would shove up on me, but I was able to keep my ground and kind of stay where I was at and stuff like that. I wasn't being crushed.
Yeah.
When the mosh pit started opening up, because at the Reno Event Center, they had all of the bleachers pushed back. It was all general admission standing. And I remember standing there, and then I started moving, and I went, oh, whoa, I don't want to move backwards. And then I just kept getting pushed backwards. There was nothing I could do to stay in my spot or move forward. You were going back no matter what. And then the mosh pit opened up, and I saw a bunch of kids go crazy, and I was like, oh, okay. I couldn't imagine that to a much larger scale, because Reno Events, there was maybe, I would say a conservative estimate, there was 3,000 people in there. That's not even close to 50,000 people pushing up on you. That was maybe probably a group of 50 kids all moving back because of the mosh pit. I couldn't imagine way many more saying, you need to move this way. because that's how people falls. Because if you lose your footing, then you're like, uh-oh, I'm falling, and there's nothing I can do to stand back up.
Yeah.
Terrifying, and I hope more comes out of it and somebody's held responsible, because this wasn't an accident if they knew that this could have been a problem and they still didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
That's
And I'm
fucking
surprised
sad.
this is the first time it's happened, because I'd imagine Astroworld has been run the same way since 2018 when it first started, just after the album came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the biggest show.
Basically, he's like, I want to put on my own concert, kind of like what Tyler was doing. Because Tyler, I think, was the one that really started the whole carnival concert concept, where he was like, hey, he always said he started it because him and his friends thought it would be a good idea. And then now it's turned into a place where people actually want to perform, kind of like an aftershock
Yeah,
over down in Sacramento.
right.
Yeah, just wild, just absolute. This is just absolutely raw story, and watching videos and stuff like that. If you go onto there's a subreddit called r/hip hop heads. There's a whole thread. You can just read through it and click on links, and a lot of people have stories and stuff about what was going on. News actually broke, I think, like a couple hours after the concert. People started talking. They're like, "Yo, I think people died last night," and they were talking about it and posting videos. And then news articles started coming about this morning, and they're like, "Yeah, it was confirmed that people did die last night."
Damn.
Yeah,
Because that was where I remember first reading about it.
That's just
And-
insane.
yeah. That should never be in the back of your mind when going to a concert.
No.
Just plain and simple.
Yeah.
No one. I mean, when I went and saw Ozzy, it was metal detectors.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring fucking bags in.
Yep.
None of that bullshit. And that's just how it should be. You're there to enjoy a show. No one should be there should be precautions to prevent someone from fucking ruining it.
I agree.
Or just, yeah, because someone was ruining it.
I was reading a thread because I'm also subscribed to the Logic concert. Logic, he had a mixtape 5 years ago, and he had a skit on it. And at one point, somebody in the skit says, Logic is the only rap show you can go to and not get shot in the face. And people were bringing up that fact on his subreddit today because they were talking. They were like, I've never been to a violent Logic show. I've never been to a Logic show, but they always tell, he's always like, hey, look after the people on your left, look after the people on your right. He's like, shake their hands, know their name. He's all like, we're all here to see me, right? You're all fans? He's all like, well, let's act like it. Let's have a good night. And then he
that's
gets on with
fucking
the
cool.
concert. And I'd imagine that it's probably a pretty well-run rap show if he really is that way. And a lot of people have similar stories of, yeah, it really is that way.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it should be. I know people want to get down and get aggressive, but there's no reason to get violent. So I dealt with that
Right.
a few weeks ago. I went and saw Day to Remember at the Grand Sierra Resort, and some dude just wanted to pick a fight with me because his girlfriend was just you know, when some people just like want to start a fight and then
Yeah.
they push somebody else in the center and have them solve it for them. It's
Yeah.
kind of what was happening. And I was like, I didn't care. I was like, dude, I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm just here to
I was like,
see
there's
the
a
show.
problem. Let's diffuse it. We're all here to see the same person. Yeah. And it wasn't diffused. I ended up just
Yeah, good.
they ended
good.
up getting
as it should.
they ended up getting thrown out by the other people. Like I remember people putting their like grabbing them and throwing them towards the back of the line. That was
Yeah.
how that ended. Because everybody around us was on our side of like, can we just chill? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, good. I'm
I've been doing As I Lay Dying concert with a mosh pit and everything, and before the artists even came out, they were like, "Listen, guys, we know you want to have a mosh pit. We know you want to have a good time. It's like, go ahead, have a mosh pit, have a good time. It's like, but if you see somebody go down, you fucking stop and you pick their
You pick
asses
'em
up.
And there's common etiquette in a mosh pit. Yeah, you go crazy and you push people and stuff like that, but nothing is like you push somebody into the floor, you're punching them just to hurt them and stuff like that. It's supposed to be you're throwing yourself around, everybody else is throwing themselves around, you have a good time.
Yeah.
If somebody
I'll
falls
throw
down,
elbows.
you pick them up and you push them back in. But if they can't, if they're not in the state to be pushed back in, then you pull them to the side,
Yeah.
and then they push other people in.
Right.
There's etiquette. It's basically, you know, it's aggressive, but it's not malicious.
Yeah.
And you're not there to hurt people. That's not the intention of a mosh pit.
Yeah.
If you're in that mosh pit with the intent to hurt people, fuck
Get the
you.
fuck out.
And I hope you get
Leave.
hurt, you motherfucker. And if I'm there, I'm gonna lay you the fuck out.
Pretty much, yeah. Thank you. That's all I have to say about that. Just proper concert etiquette. Everybody is there for the same reason. Just be considerate of other people.
And we're back from a short eating break. Shout out to Oscar. He did some of the research on the mishap with the Astroworld events. He's working, but he's also been doing a lot of the editing. Shout out to you.
Yes.
Thank you. Big time. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yep. Even if he's not on mic, he's doing a lot of work.
Yep, absolutely.
Oscar, do you want to edit my YouTube videos for me?
We'll find out later.
As long as we can figure it out. He's probably down.
I have software.
Yeah. Well, I've done a little bit of research on a couple of cool trucks coming out soon. Obviously, as you guys know, we've got the... I assume you've seen it on social media, the Hummer electric vehicle coming out.
So, the reason for all these electric vehicles, I just want to go on record as saying, is because by 2030, I believe the government is mandating that all manufacturers make all of their vehicles all electric. And most of the car manufacturers had said by 2025, all of their production vehicles will be all electric.
Yeah, I saw that too. And
It's cool. Let's figure out how to make them go stupid fast.
I mean, they do. I mean,
Yeah.
this Hummer weighs about 10,000 pounds and goes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
See the crab walk
Damn.
on
Flat.
it?
Yeah.
The crab walk feature is fucking sick.
It is a gimmick, but it is a cool gimmick, and I
It is a
appreciate
very cool
it.
gimmick. And it comes in both a truck model and the SUV model.
Have you seen the crab walk mode on the new Hummers?
No.
So
It's
basically,
very cool.
all 4 wheels on the car go 45
I
degrees.
can imagine, yeah.
And it goes diagonally.
I've seen other cars with it, but I haven't seen that
Insane.
car yet.
There was somebody was showing off an old car from the 1930s. It was a design that never really took off, but what it was is there was a 5th wheel under the car, and you would plant your car down so it would elevate the car on the 3rd wheel, and it would parallel park. Because it was able to move the car to the right and left. And it's something that you don't see on cars anymore, because why do you need a 5th wheel under your car just so you can parallel park?
There also used to be a concept car and trailer that went together, and the car was shaped in a general idea like a Volkswagen Bug, like the old Bug, not the newer one. But it was more of a symmetrical shape, and it basically had a bumper hitch mounted on the roof of it, and you would just drive the car underneath this 5th wheel trailer, and then you could just drive off. And you could pull out from underneath it in any direction. It didn't matter because you could basically move in 270 degrees every direction but where the trailer was.
Yeah.
So I think the future of electric vehicles is exciting because there's untapped potential into what we can do with them.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the problem at the moment is there's a lot of untapped potential, and once we finally realize it, it's going to be a long ways down the road.
and it's also going to be it's going to be a weird adventure because we have to find out how to recycle all of the materials that make up the batteries. And that's the main focus right now, is only a few factories in the country are able to recycle all of the
Lithium.
materials. Yeah, most factories don't bother with the fucking lithium. They just throw it away right
Yes.
now.
And
because they don't know how
lithium
to.
mining is one of the most disgusting things ever.
It's going to be an interesting road, and
We're just going to see how it plays out. If they
no
find-
matter what we do, we leave a fucking carbon trail, right?
Yeah, it's-
And that's the point.
Unless we build our own bikes out of twigs and...
Yeah. Either way, we're going to be leaving a carbon trail, but what are we going to fucking do with it?
Yeah.
Because we're just building a pile right now. And I mean, more factories are buying the equipment and trying to also get their heads into the game.
Another thing is fire departments are going to need to be well equipped to put out car fires from
Yeah.
electric vehicles, because like they said, I think there was a Tesla recently that was on fire, and every time they put out the fire it would reignite.
Yeah.
Because they weren't putting out the reactions that were causing the fire. So, you were smothering the fire for a second, it would go away, and it would spark right back up.
Yeah,
So they
that's
just
pretty
need to be
scary.
equipped with a better suppressant, like a giant fire extinguisher. Can you imagine, instead of fire trucks shooting water, they just shoot just foam everywhere?
Well, that's kind of...
Hire them at my birthday party.
Fuck.
It's like a rave. I know they had one in town. That was they shoot colored foam at people,
Yeah.
and that was always a huge highlight. Life in Color, something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. I
You know what
remember that.
the Hummer starts at?
I would say north of 100,000. There's
Yeah.
there's no way.
I was
it's
going to
anything
say with
cheaper.
the key in the ignition.
Yeah, thanks. Man.
Actually, no, it's push to start because it's electric, bud.
Hey, dope.
But yeah,
Can't lose my keys.
108,000 is the asking price, and that's just starting.
What
So-
was?
Let's get my
But what
packages
was
there.
the Hummer 2 and Hummer 3's starting price
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
when they first came out?
A lot as well, I'd imagine. I don't know if they were that high,
Probably.
but they were a lot.
Look up those prices plus the inflation amount, and I bet it'd be about the same dollar,
Probably
That'd be
because
cool.
it's GMC.
which
You
is
know?
just a Chevy.
Well, yeah, it's their quote-unquote luxury
You could
line,
say a
though.
Chevy is a GMC.
Yeah, same
It
difference.
works the same way.
They're all GM. They're
Yeah,
all
Buick,
General Motors
Potato.
family.
But yeah, that one's got it's got a subscription available for a self-driving option. Its suspension is pretty cool though. Along with the crab walking, it's got 6 inches of upward travel suspension, along with 2 inches of lowering capability. So you can get yourself out of a muddy bog, or I don't know what the lowering was for, but you
For
know.
escaping the cops on the paved highway.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It might have been for better fuel mileage, or not fuel mileage, obviously,
Gas
but
economy.
Aerodynamics.
Yes.
range, I guess.
Good point.
Dynamic
Efficiency.
range.
Efficiency.
But
But
disestablishmentarianism.
yeah.
I just like the idea of buying things. Okay, I like having money.
Well, if you have money, then there is also Rivian, the other electronic truck company, and they come out with a model called the R1T.
Yes.
And it's kind of cool. It's probably about the size of a Ranger, or a little bit smaller than an F-150 or so.
Yes.
And a quad motor, again, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Pretty good for a truck, you know. And
Yeah.
it's got 11,000 pounds of tow capacity. That's pretty moderate, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just over 300 miles of range. So, I don't know. It's cool to think about, but we'll see how they turn out. As all things, you can't get too hopeful with them.
Technically, with any gas vehicle, any electric vehicle, you're getting like 0 miles to the gallon.
Wow.
So,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
unless we can fill a bucket up with gallons of electricity, I like to see that.
Well, it's the linear range, but
Hey, that's okay.
yeah, I don't know how you measure an efficiency rating for that. There's a lot of factors, I think, that go into an electric vehicle.
Can you imagine if the world starts moving nuclear, kind of like in the Fallout universe?
I'd be down for that. Just all of
Nuclear
us
cars. Every time we get into a car accident, everything just fucking explodes.
nuclear-powered Batmobiles.
Think the world would be a safer place if cars only did 30 miles an hour?
No.
No. You think dipshits would still speed?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd figure out
I'd
a way.
find a way. Wait, what?
Found a way.
Well, yeah. There's that.
Yeah.
Electric trucks are gonna be interesting. I don't know what to think about them.
Can I get an electric trailer with that?
Yeah,
All right.
and it'll probably drive itself. So why do you need to drive it?
Can I just buy the trailer and walk it around with my horse? Technology starts going in
Can I just
reverse.
buy a horse?
Yeah.
Can I get a chariot, please?
I guess that would be a very gas conscious way. Just get a horse.
Yeah.
You just have to feed it. Instead of gas, you have to actually like take care of it.
Yeah,
Do you have to
that's
buy
a lot of work.
Do I gotta get tires for my horse? Do I gotta get a spare leg?
I barely remember to fill my gas tank.
I only
would
remember
probably-
when it gets to less than half.
See, if you get a big enough field, the horse will fill its own tank. Shit
See,
where the horse eats.
The
That's
plus
what
side to
that
these
goes.
new cars is they tell you when they're getting low on gasoline.
Yeah, they beep. The horse just sits there and stares at you like, "What the fuck, dude?" And you just let.
It like stops moving is like when you know it's out of food. Right?
I know, run. You feed.
So, have you guys been watching any interesting television lately?
I watch a 4K TV.
That's cool.
That's
But like specific programming on that 4K television?
How many pixels?
4.
Okay.
Yeah.
4K.
4K.
Okay.
It's probably a lot more than that.
I've been rewatching the entirety of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
How's that going?
I'm on the last season.
Oh, hot damn, brother.
Amazing,
I'm in the
brother.
last like 15 episodes.
Nice.
Wow. That's a lot.
What the fuck? Why did he hit it so hard?
But I don't know. I've always wanted to watch Star Trek, but I feel like there's too much to catch up on.
At this point, I feel that.
Because
The next generation's nice because most of the episodes have nothing to do with the previous episode.
That's cool. I don't know. I've always wanted to start with the original series and then move on from there, just because I feel like that'd be more authentic. Even though I know the next generation is where it's popping.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only one worth watching as far as I'm concerned. Some of the newer stuff might be funny, like the animated stuff, but I heard Picard was kind of a flop.
I've enjoyed the movies recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
For sure.
I know there's a new one coming out, I think next year. Oh, the dude that played, what's his face, in the Star Trek movies is the Spike in Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, sweet.
Did you watch the trailer for the Netflix live action?
I want to say I think I saw the trailer for it. I just forgot it.
It's gonna be one or the other. It's gonna be awesome or lame as hell, and there's no in between.
Yeah.
And it looks interesting, but it also looks like it's gonna flop. It's we're not gonna know until it comes out, and it's only gonna be 10 episodes. Because I don't know if they're doing a 1-for-1 recreation or if they're doing things a little bit different.
Huh.
Yeah, I would definitely check out, if you haven't, the original Cowboy Bebop anime before you watch the live action to really get a gauge of what the show's supposed to be at. But it's going to have a similar soundtrack to the anime. Which
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Cowboy Bebop, the soundtrack makes the show 100,000 times.
The hype jazz.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't like jazz music, and the soundtrack for Cowboy Bebop is fucking off the wall. And it's
Killer.
considered jazz.
You could bop to it at a concert. It's amazing. And
sure.
You don't have to watch the show. Yeah, you can just look it up on YouTube. Just look up the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack and just listen to some of the songs that they do.
For sure.
It's an amazing show as well. You should just watch the show. Like I said, it's the only anime I've ever watched all the way through.
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist for me.
And it is also
And Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it's also on Netflix. So, hence. So I will definitely be checking out the live action when it comes out. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Brandon and I also made it through season 1 of Better Call Saul.
Nice.
Yeah, I was killing it. When he started talking about the Chicago sunroof to the elderly people, I was just dying laughing. I could not believe he was really sitting there describing it in detail. And I thought it was over. And he explains the kid sitting in the back of the car. Yeah, look up Chicago sunroof. I don't really want to talk about it.
Is that an episode?
It's the last episode of the first season.
Oh, for sure.
But Chicago sunroof, I'd imagine it's on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, I've been trying to get Grace to, excuse me, start, oh God.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad with
Yep.
me. Thank you. But she keeps getting hooked on other series, so I'll keep trying. Because I want to start that and watch it all the way through before I watch anything else.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Better Call Saul makes a lot more sense once you've seen Breaking Bad.
If you run out of anything on your current subscription services, Paramount Plus is popping right now.
There you go. The
Yeah.
first season introduces you into characters like Saul and Mike. Especially Mike.
Tuco.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Mike. Tuco, especially.
Yeah, Mr. Ermintrout. I'm Pop Pop.
Tammy and I just recently watched the series Ghosts, the British version of it, though.
Too spooky.
Yeah.
No, it's actually hilarious.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
It's a complete comedy.
the Dexter continuation's on this week. It's now streaming. I forget on what platform, but they're continuing it.
Huh.
And I've been told to watch the original series because I've heard nothing but good things about the original series, except for the ending. It's another one of those shows.
Yeah,
where
I've heard the same thing.
The final episode didn't do it enough justice, and it's one of those things you have to watch and really figure it out.
Oh.
I think it's on Amazon Prime, but I'm not sure. It's on a streaming platform.
I could have, yeah, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't know. I think you are right about Amazon Prime.
I don't know what's some other good television. Pig Mouth season 5 came out yesterday, and I'm dead afraid to watch it.
Same.
Because
I saw it and I was like,
here's the problem. As much as I want to bash Big Mouth and talk smack about it, I will watch every episode in one sitting, and it's not even funny because I will probably watch it a second time all the way through.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first 2 seasons a lot. I think it was a good show when it started. Season 3 was a little odd, but I really don't remember a lot from season 4. I remember when they were at camp because I still say, "Shut the fuck up, Milk," like all the time.
Hell of a Boss on YouTube is
man.
hilarious, and it's the voice actor from Invader Zim.
Is it really?
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah. What else has come out? I still haven't watched Disenchanted season 3, and I know it's been out for a minute.
I fell off with Disenchanted after season 1.
I've also been hyping up Stranger Things season 4, but I still haven't watched season 3. As much sense as that makes.
that thing is strange.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing.
Could these things get any stranger?
Just killing it in table.
Yeah, we're
Tennis
just rallying
over
right
here.
I
now.
figured out this game.
Yeah, you did.
I forgot, apparently. But,
Well,
I don't know. Are there other streaming platforms that you guys use predominantly besides Netflix? Or I've started using HBO Max a lot. I'm really enjoying HBO Max.
yeah. I mean, HBO just.
I like
has all
HBO
those
Max.
Fucking good.
Before,
movies.
I was a believer in just getting Netflix and Hulu, but now I'd say Netflix and HBO Max. I think HBO Max is it. It is a great platform.
Yeah.
It's got everything Cartoon Network and HBO related, along with the DC universe.
Yeah, because every time I'm on Hulu, I always buy the HBO Max add-on.
Paramount Plus has Nickelodeon.
Yeah, that's
it does.
true too.
I hate Paramount Plus because it has fucking commercials. I'm so
No.
used to not having commercials.
It has
fucked that
one
up.
ad at the beginning of an episode, and it's usually 10 to 30 seconds.
I still don't want to watch it. I don't give a shit about your programming. I paid money so I don't have to watch a commercial. I know it.
And from what I've seen with it, it's only been like an ad related to the show
Their
you're
content.
watching.
Yeah, they're not selling you outside information, which I guess is better. Amazon does the same thing where they force you an ad before the programming starts, but you can skip it immediately. It's 100% skippable as soon as you start the programming.
Yeah.
It's a huge gripe for somebody that hasn't watched commercials in so long. Because
Yeah.
back when
I
Hulu-
don't watch commercials either.
they don't even market Hulu Plus anymore because Hulu used to be a free platform, and it was like if you wanted the premium programming where you don't get you get everything in the series,
Yeah.
you would pay for Hulu Plus. But the problem was they moved on from the free model. You cannot watch Hulu for free anymore, and so they eliminated the Plus program. Now you just pay for Hulu. And
Gotcha.
Hulu has multiple membership levels, and one of them includes no ads, and there's one with ads. The ads is cheaper, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm just so used to not watching ads. It's so inconvenient to watch it, which is weird because I watched so much cable as a kid, and there was 14 minutes of ads every hour.
Oh yeah. It was fucking ridiculous.
No, I can probably recite the Floam commercial if I saw it.
Oh god.
Oh man, Floam, Fushigi.
I grew up
Wow.
on regular TV.
Oh man, I haven't had a cable subscription in forever.
Fuck.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
it's been years for me too.
Yeah. No use in it anymore.
Like they have like Hulu Live and stuff like that where you can watch channels and stuff like that live on television.
I had that for a while, but
The only-
even that's overpriced now.
Yeah, the only reason I had it was to watch ESPN because you cannot watch ESPN if you don't have cable. It's ridiculous. I bought ESPN Plus because I thought you were able to stream ESPN.
Right?
No, that's
God,
not
what
the
a
case.
joke that was.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad. At least we get fight nights for the UFC.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
It's a little taint tickling, but I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
all right.
I miss the concept of having a DVR box where you can record all your shows because that was really like the original wish list. It was everything that you wanted to watch. Remember? And because it
Yeah.
was taking up space on a physical box, you're like, I have to watch these.
Right. Yeah, I remember like stockpiling some of my favorite shows and just watching them over and over
Ow.
again. And they would never disappear because it wasn't based on how long they were going to keep it up.
So I pose a question actually now. Is there a show that you started that you just fell off and stopped watching?
The Walking Dead.
I was going to start the same
Bro.
thing. I knew where that tangent was
Yeah.
going.
It was the season 6 or 7,
Is
I
it
think.
where Glenn gets killed? I don't think it's a secret
No,
that Glenn was killed.
it's a lot of people have died. It's when Carl dies.
What? Yeah, I knew about that.
That's literally like the next season.
I read that spoiler like 3 years ago, and I know
Yeah.
some people are gonna be mad that we said that, but this show is honestly not worth watching.
And that came out years
after
ago
the-
at this point.
After the 4th season, just stop watching the show and assume that was the ending.
Yeah.
I got halfway through season 6, like when they took their break, and when they came back, I never started watching the show again. I have not picked it back up because I remember Glenn died, and it was such a crazy episode, and I remember
It went all downhill from there.
it was boring. I remember sitting there for 3 hours, been watching like 4 episodes, and I was just bored out of my mind. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah.
It's like
And that's just it.
it's like what people say about Downton Abbey. That's season 6 of The Walking Dead. It's just so incredulously boring. I don't remember anything happening besides Glenn getting his brains knocked out. Oh no, I remember Negan looking at me. He's like, I just slid my dick down your throat. And you thanked me for it.
Oh, I hope you wore your shitting pants, boy.
Negan's funny and he has some good quips, and they put him in Tekken 7 as it turns out, but the show fell off hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
The first time I fell off right after they left the prison, when they got into that weird place with the lion.
That might have been the end of season 4 or 5.
Oh, really?
The kingdom was the dude with the lion.
Okay.
Wasn't that season 6 or no?
But yeah,
I don't
first I
remember.
fell off right around there, and then I rewatched because that brutal scene with the baseball bat. God rest his soul. Not really. That was
Nice.
that was an interesting scene.
Yeah, I brought up that question specifically so I could talk about The Walking Dead. Such a strong show, and I think it's still going on. And
No, it's the final season now.
Is it now?
Yeah, it is on the very last season.
I
That's
might
been
just watch
confirmed.
the final couple episodes because I just don't care about anything that happens in between.
I think once it's all completely on, like the entire series is onto Netflix, I might go back and just watch it all as a whole just to see what happened. But I'd have no interest in knowing what happened. You know what I mean?
If I died tomorrow, I wouldn't be sad that I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be on my deathbed going, I don't know what happened. That show doesn't keep me up at night, and I just can't bring myself to watch it.
Yeah.
Any other TV shows that just... The only other one I can think of is I started watching The End of the Fucking World on Netflix, and I watched the first season, and I just don't care to watch any more of it. And it's good. The first season is good. I just don't care to watch the rest of it.
I just saturate all of my TV time with fucking adult cartoons anymore.
Thank you. I just watching Family Guy over and over again, knowing that it's not as good as it used to be.
Right.
I watch
That's
most
the show I
of them,
fell off of.
That's fair. I can say that. I haven't watched The Simpsons in like 7 years.
Yeah, Family Guy and The Simpsons, I fell off of both of those.
I still watch Family Guy only because it's just something easy to watch in the background. You don't really
Yeah.
have to pay attention, and you get most of the jokes.
Yeah.
Another one is American Dad. I still think American Dad's good. I think American Dad is way better than Family Guy, but it got moved to TBS, so it doesn't get that spotlight.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're both still on Adult Swim.
No, they just took off all Fox.
Oh, did they?
Family Guy, yeah, Family Guy was taken off. They had
Damn.
they had a bumper roll saying goodbye to it and stuff like that because Adult Swim was partially responsible for it coming back on the television. Because there was a huge following for the show after it got canceled the second time. Because Family Guy was canceled twice. It was
Yeah.
canceled, I think, after the first season. They reordered 2 more seasons. It got canceled again. And the only reason Fox brought it back was because the 3rd season DVD sales shattered every expectation and was their highest sold DVD for a long time. And they were like, well, we have to make a new season. And they ended up doing it.
Yeah.
So basically, it was the fans coming together and buying a shitload of DVDs that brought the show back. If not, Family Guy would have ended in season 3, which is tragic because season 4 is an amazing season of Family Guy.
That's true.
Oh, damn it. If I remember correctly, it's actually still the season with the most episodes because they were still writing some stuff even when they were canceled because they had a bunch that was tabled and then they had a bunch that they wrote when they came back.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Season 4 was a really good season of Family Guy because I think it had the most quality and care put into it. I'm getting real tired of you ducking me, man. Getting real tired of you ducking me. Where's my money?
Where's my money, man?
Yeah.
You shot me in both of my kneecaps and set me on fire.
Piss off.
No, we're not cool.
Yeah, piss off.
You guys remember when they go to Vegas? That one's really fucked up where it's like they get themselves duplicated however way.
One's
And-
having a fucked up week, the other's having the best week ever.
Yeah. Bro, that one's
Yeah, that
such
one
a
was funny.
rough fucking episode.
And then
The Wanabango episode, that one was funny.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah, but that one, because, like, Stewie kills himself, right? And Brian gets shot.
Yeah, Brian gets shot with the rich versions of themselves, and poor Stewie jumps off the cliff or off the building because he was promised that Brian would do it with him.
Right.
Yep.
And then they meet up in
yeah.
heaven, just hey.
Oh, shit.
I guess that proves all dogs go to heaven.
Yeah.
There was an episode of American Dad that fucked me up, and it was when Roger skinned Haley's boyfriend Jeff,
Oh, my.
and he stuck his bloody skinned thumb out of that bathtub. It still freaks me out when I watch it to this day. Because I think that episode came out when I was in middle school, and I was all like, "This is real. You can put this on TV." I was shocked. Yeah, middle school me was a different time.
Yeah.
That was when I made a push to get all the achievements of Fallout 3, and I would just watch American Dad and play Fallout 3. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Well,
You're gonna fucking lose this match, sir. I'm gonna win.
fierce table
Mirror.
tennis matches.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong side of the table. Yeah.
I'm on the wrong side of table.
I'm on the right
Really?
side of Pong. I like that the ball has a Rockstar logo, just like the cover.
Whoa, that's crazy.
For anybody that's never played Rockstar Table Tennis, I highly suggest you play Rockstar Table Tennis. It's like Sega Superstar Tennis, but just in its own league of ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Because this game should not be as fun as it is. I mean, you can see it happening right here. Me and Brandon are like
Invigorating
ferociously
gameplay.
Yeah. He's beating the crap out of me because I'm really trying to focus on talking, but I really want to win. But I don't know. Like I said, Rockstar makes high quality games. I don't think they've ever missed on a game.
Right.
You think about their track record, the last 3 video games are Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Max Payne 3. And before that, it was LA Noire, Red Dead Redemption, and I think Midnight Club LA.
Right. Midnight Club LA will go down as one of
Oh, wait,
my
no.
favorites. And of course, Red Dead Redemption, both 1 and 2, are going to be going down as some of the greatest fucking games. GTA in its entirety, I mean, no one's ever going to be forgetting about that anytime soon.
Maybe the first 2.
definitely.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But
It's like the first 2 Fallout 2. There's not a lot of people who religiously hold those up.
Yeah.
There's a community, just not religious
yeah.
believers that think that it's superior. Fallout 1 and 2 supremacy. Interplay is the best.
It'll be interesting to see what GTA 6 has in store, but, you know, we'll see.
Absolutely. Did you actually hear about that game? There's reports on it this week that the game is actually stuck in development hell, and that they, I guess it's supposed to be a reboot of the series, or they're just going to call it Grand Theft Auto. And
Like of the first 3? Or no, that's the. Sorry, my bad.
they're basically
Yeah.
getting tired of rehashing the universe and bringing in the old cities and stuff like that, and they just want to redo them.
Yeah.
But the rumor is that they started it in 2019, and then the guy that worked on all the previous games, he stepped away from Rockstar, and they said the game was thrown in the air. And there's a report that they actually completely scrapped it and started over.
I don't doubt it.
They said it was supposed to be announced in 2020. They said in 2020 they were supposed to announce the next Grand Theft Auto game, but they couldn't because they literally had nothing prepped since they restarted.
Wow.
And that the timetable could push it to a 2024, 2025 release, which may have forced their hand into just re-releasing GTA 5 again.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a trilogy coming out, thankfully. You know, it's something different.
Yeah.
Because you think about Rockstar in the last 10 years, and the only things they've released was 10 years ago, LA Noire came out, Max Payne 3, GTA 5, and then 5 years after GTA 5, Red Dead 2 releases.
Yeah.
So you had a game in 2011, 2012, 2013, and then 2018, and there's still no new games in 2021, pending the release of the trilogy.
And I've heard rumors about the trilogy that it's just kind of a flop. Is that still
That the trilogy's flop?
relevant?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. I've seen videos online critiquing the graphics, and
I'm going to defend the graphics on this one. They want them to feel like the old GTA games.
right.
So instead of completely remodeling the characters, they just made all the textures and the draw distance better. So that's a better experience playing the game, but they don't want to take away the fun that made Vice City Vice City. If you take away or make the characters look different. You make the environment look different. You're taking away a huge portion of what makes people nostalgic for these games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the decision. Instead of moving everything to look like GTA 5, they still wanted it to look like Vice City.
Yeah, definitely.
Because a lot of people hold Vice City to be one of the better games in the original trilogy.
Right. Right.
Same way if they redid 4, like, would you want it to look exactly like 5, or do you want it to be the same way that 4 was made?
Right.
I mean, they're updating the controls, which is nice, because I was playing some of the old ones on the original Xbox, and the controls are just, for the time, they were probably fine, but now they're just really weird to work with, and you have to really change the way you play the game.
Yeah.
Because there was a point in time when video games, pulling left trigger did not do what pulling left trigger does now. You know, now it's like, that's the aim button. Everybody knows that's what you use to aim.
Yeah.
No, that button was dedicated to something else. Because there was no aiming. You just pulled right trigger and your character pulled out a gun and you shot the crosshair on the screen.
Yeah.
That was how games worked. It wasn't until, 360 and then they started clicking the right stick. And then Call of Duty's like, no, let's just pull a trigger.
Yeah.
And it's been that way ever since. I believe Call of Duty 4 was the first one to do that, but it could be something else. But as far as I'm concerned, that was the first game that did that.
Halo got the
standardized it.
groundwork of it, and then they finalized it with making left trigger aim and right trigger shoot.
Around 4, I think, was the first game that did it. Because I think Reach was still right stick click.
None of the Halos did aim down sights with the words. Left trigger
But
has always
aiming
been.
down scopes and stuff.
Yeah, but just the general stick layout of how it played.
Oh.
Using using one stick to move and one stick to look.
Yes.
At the time they were like, "What the fuck? You're stupid. This is not how you play a first-person game."
Halo Infinite is interesting because you can still play the game without pulling the left trigger. Because pulling the left trigger does what it does in 5, or it kind of zooms in a little bit. Mm-hmm. But you don't need to play the game doing that.
Yeah.
You can still just hit fire and shoot at people.
Yeah.
And sprint only makes you 1.03% faster. You can sprint if it really helps your mind play the game better. But sprinting does
Little to nothing.
a little to nothing next to just casually running without sprinting. So it's a way to curb both people that enjoy the feeling of a Call of Duty fast-paced arcade game of what that became, and then the old Halo formula. So I will applaud 343 because the beta for Halo Infinite was terrific. I had nothing bad to say about the game.
That's
obviously
good.
there were some problems. I have a video on my YouTube channel of me flying through the air and getting I got impacted by one of the vehicles dropping a warthog. And it killed me. I fell on the ground, and then it dropped the warthog on my dead body, and I felt so disrespected. And that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth because it was so disrespectful, and I feel like the game did it on purpose. And I don't appreciate that.
The game's out to get me.
It was a much more better experience than playing Battlefield 2042. Battlefield 2042 was just didn't feel right. The game doesn't feel right. There's something about the game that doesn't feel right, but it's fun at its core. We already talked about that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We just got to keep our fingers crossed at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Same old game. But we'll see, huh? It'll be interesting. I will definitely be interested in seeing how the remasters turn out for the Grand Theft Auto series or trilogy.
Any Xbox listeners, San Andreas is Game Pass day one.
Yep.
So if you don't know if you want to buy the other games, you can test it out and try San Andreas and see if it's for you.
I think PlayStation Now players get GTA 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it GTA 4?
No, I'm sorry. Not GTA 4.
I know it's not GTA 3.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think it's GTA 3. Vice City? Or what
Color's the dude's shirt.
I don't know.
Yeah, what color is the dude's shirt? Is it black and white or pink?
I know. I'm asking what GTA 3 is. I don't know where GTA 3 is
a Liberty
based.
City game.
Liberty
It's
City?
in Liberty City.
Oh, okay.
If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, it is. I forget what the protagonist's name is, but he's got a brown leather jacket on.
Vito
Eddie?
Scaletta.
Vito Scaletta. It's Brennan. Close. I don't remember. I know Tommy is Vice City.
Vice City is its own title.
Yes.
Vice City is a fantastic game.
So-
God,
Yeah.
I think that is the best game out of the entire GTA series, personally.
That's why people want a new GTAs because they, GTA 4 was a return to Liberty City from 3. GTA 5 was a return to Los Santos and San Andreas. And then everyone's speculating the next GTA game is going to be a return to Vice City because we have not seen a modern Vice City since Vice City came out.
Yeah.
Vice City is in its own respect because it's the only one like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Imagine a Miami GTA game. That's dope. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Miami.
Miami.
Miami. Mimi. Well, we're sitting here chugging our hard seltzers
Chugging.
and sodas. Wait,
Yeah,
you're not chugging? I've been chugging.
I'm driving, homie.
Right.
I think I've had 3 since I've been here.
Yeah.
It's been a long night.
Think so?
We're going to have some Overcooked by the time you guys hear this, actually. So
I can
check
say-
that out.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a slight problem with the recording process, so we just took a week off to figure it out and make sure we got everything finalized.
Right. It was the holidays,
The computer got COVID.
family plans.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You know, it happens. But you guys stay tuned. There's always more around the corner.
Yeah.
And yeah, we plan on doing more in the future. And definitely check out personal YouTube channels.
Absolutely.
I'm going to plug mine. I'm CyruzDGamer. You will find me at youtube.com/CyrusDGamer. I just like to post clips and have fun. I want to start recording let's plays and walkthroughs soon because
Yeah.
I feel like that would be fun.
For sure. Yeah. I'm on as Mustang 6799.
And Colton?
I've been streaming on Twitch recently as A1 Kim First, Alchemist.
For sure. Bjorn and Son.
And as usual, you can't find me.
Yeah, Brandon is Incognito Supreme. He does the podcast, and that you will like
I don't post anything on social media.
He's not lying. I dropped the controller.
Dumb whore. I mean, dog. Same thing. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have it all down in the
Yeah.
And definitely let us
Description.
know what you want us to talk about. We're still in the market of, talking about what we want to talk about, but if there's specific topics that people would like to hear, let us know.
for sure. Well said. Well, with that being said,
Stay tuned for my beat.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start a new
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Starting with last episode, we decided to throw in an old beat that I made, like in 20 seconds, and we just threw it in as an ending credit. So I think I'm going to roll with that and keep doing it in the future.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll have to start something with that.
I'll save them all. I'll just keep them on a drive.
For sure.
But I'll just make a bunch of beats and then decide if I want to voice over it every week.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Writing lyrics is hard.
yeah, no kidding. That's for sure. Let us know what you guys think. Like you said, let us know what
Oh.
you guys want to see in the future. And
Yeah.
did you want to say something, Colton?
No, I died.
Oh,
And then I
for
still
sure.
got the final kill. Woo!
Bang.
Well, thanks all for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Toodaloo.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Tarzan?
Have a good one. And I said, have a good one.
Pinched my ears.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
And that's
Good
what I
one,
say.
have.
Brandon, I want the last word.
All right.
No.
Have a good one.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Have a good one.
Both of you.
Chicken.
Have a good one.
I got it.
Have a good one.
Potato.
Have a good one.
Potato?
Good one.
Guacamole.
Have a good one.
Last word.
I said
Potato.
Oh.
Last word.
Jason Derulo. This is my review of Forza Horizon 5. I like the way that the cars can drive. You can go really fast down the street. Massage my feet. This is a feat. Getting on this feet. Getting a feat from Mr. Feet. Yeah.